So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in for another Tuesday. Today we have an artist from a Bronx rapper. His name is ReachingNOVA. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling very good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem. Is this your first time at Brooklyn College campus?
My second time.
Your second time?
Yeah, I was
So
here
what were
last
you?
week.
Oh, last week. But this is
hmm
like but you haven't really been around this way before.
No, I'm new to these parts.
Okay. So we're just gonna get a little bit into our interview. So I just want to start off by just learning a little bit more about you. So where were you born and raised in Bronx?
Yeah, I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Okay, and what was home life like for you? Like, was it a single parent home, brothers and sisters? How was that like?
Man, I went through so many transitions, but it was predominantly my mother raising me. But I've had I lived with my grandmother lived in that home, and then she moved out, and then I had different uncles moving in and out. So I had a lot of family raise me, but mostly, if I had to give you 80% of my life was just my mom, but my dad had a heavy influence in my life as well.
Okay, awesome. And what's your nationality?
I'm full Puerto Rican.
Full Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was looking like, what can I?
I get mixed. I hear it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you have any brothers and sisters though?
Only child.
Only child.
Yeah. Well, I have a half brother now, but he came when I was about 16. So.
Okay. You got the only child syndrome.
Yeah.
So
right. Exactly.
I don't know. You have to
You
ask
wouldn't
my
say
mom. Nah. Yeah.
Yeah. A little
I
bit.
had moments, but I wasn't spoiled brat. Like I would cry if I didn't get my way.
Right.
Nah.
Good. Okay, so did you have any, musical influences in your life that were primarily in your family that pushed you, towards wanting to rap?
Yeah, well, sheesh, that was just such a long journey. As a child, I used to do piano lessons. I used to take on piano. My mom was always involved in some sort of voice lesson situation, and I would sit in the room and watch her. And then between the ages of 8 to 12, I was heavy into poetry, so that's when I started getting with the words. And then from there, growing into my adolescent years, it was more or less my peers who influenced me to take on being a hip-hop artist.
Okay, so you said your mom was doing things with voice lessons. Was she a singer, or how was that working out?
I think it was just a hobby, no difference than it's like how I do photography. Like I just like to take pictures. I think she just wanted to take voice lessons.
Right. I get it. So what age did you start rapping and start taking it actually seriously?
Well, yeah, midsummer 2003. I want to say I was probably 15 or 16. That's when I started learning the art of rap. I could have been younger. It could have been as young as 14. I don't really remember right now. But when I started taking it seriously was 2010.
2010. Okay. Yeah. And the name ReachingNOVA, where did that come from? And was that a name that you always had and it just carried with you until now, or did you switch it up? Because P. Diddy is always Puff Daddy, he's this and that and the third. So was that the same thing for you?
He doesn't know what he wants.
Right.
No, that's not the situation. I actually started off, my first artist name was Cashanova. And as I continued to evolve as a human being and as an artist, I started taking away the gimmicks and the glam of all of that BS, and eventually it was just ReachingNOVA.
And it was just, okay. Yeah. So where did that name come from, though? Where did you get ReachingNOVA from?
Because when I heard it, I thought it was the Discovery Channel or something.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. Well, the idea of Nova, for those who don't know, Nova is pretty much the brightest star in the galaxy. There are plenty of them, and over a course of time, that bright star will dim down to recharge, and then it'll be bright again. And it's kind of I'm out here, I'm shining, I'm doing these things, and I like to ReachingNOVA is just more of a concept at this point. I don't fall more into the gimmicks of this is who I am and this is what I do. It's just an idea.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. So what does rap music mean to you?
Rap music raised me. Since summer, I remember 1994, my uncle would drive all the way from New Jersey to pick me up. Since I was the only child, I would spend time with my cousins out there who were around the same age, and Wu-Tang and Busta Bus and Tupac and oh man, you name it. So yeah, since a young age, rap had a heavy influence on me. But I like all kinds of music, but rap was
And that's the kind that you primarily make as well.
Facts.
Right.
Yes.
Definitely. So do you produce your own beats, or do you have your own producer and everything
like that? We co-produced An Evening in Tampa Bay on the album, and we co-produced Level 2 on the album. But I like to work with other producers as well.
Right. Do you feel like artists that, primarily just make their own beats in period and they don't go to other people, do you think that could, give them more originality since they're kind of making their own sound as well?
I think it could save them more money and then make them more money.
True. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that because I don't want to say that they will have their own style because I feel like a lot of people are copying. It's like the wave of like people copying styles and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of artists just want to do what's in. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
even if you sit around and make your own thing, you can pretty much count on somebody trying to duplicate that at one point or another.
So what are you bringing to the rap game that others aren't? Like, what makes you stand out? What makes you like the bright star in the room?
Well, you know, I like to just give my truths. That's all I really know. You know, I'm not really trying to give people what they want to hear predominantly. I think there's enough of that, and that's all located on the radio. I like to just give what I know, my life.
Okay, so are you signed at any labels at the moment?
No, I'm solely independent at this point.
Okay, and that's what you're planning to do forever, or do you actually want to sometime sign to a label?
I won't say I would sign to a label. I would definitely partnership with a label.
Okay.
Because I feel like if I sign to a label, I have to kind of conform to what they want. And that makes sense because if they're putting the money to back me, they're going to want to, you know, put their money on the best bet to make their money back. And that would require me doing that. And I'm not really trying to do that.
Right. I get it all the way. So do you have any artists at the moment that you look up to and that you kind of get a type of inspiration from? I
mean, I love Jay-Z, just what he represents beyond rap. You know, he's such a mogul. He really took it from, and he's still a lyricist, and he's been doing this for 20 plus years at this point. Eminem as a lyricist, he's my favorite lyricist. I love what Tupac stood for beyond the music again, just like wanting to do something that was bigger than him, and that really inspires me to do the same.
Okay, cool. So why do you make music? What is your, why do you do it? What, you could do anything else. You could do any other type of art. So why rap?
Well, rap, again, that was just a culture that raised me. So it's something, it's one thing that I'm really good at. Also, I'm not like a ball player. I'm not athletic. I'm not, this is my sport. This is what I do. So that for one. And two, like, music is the best way to communicate with people when you're not in the same room as them. Somebody sit there and listen to your song and you said something that really, hits them at their heart. And, one of the best feelings I get when I get off a stage is when somebody goes, yo, when you said that, that really stuck with me. I love that, and that's really why I do this.
Okay, so have you done, what shows have you been doing lately? Like, where you been?
I just performed last night at the Indie VMAs 2016 Voiceless Music Awards.
Awesome.
I did my own concert September 24th. I put all the money and funding behind that, and I made that happen with my team. From there, I've performed at A3C. I just came from Atlanta in October. Cool. So I do shows here and there,
Okay. So do you have anything coming up that people should be looking forward to?
Right now, I'm more or less focused on my next body of work.
Right. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. So let's just talk about your album, It's About Time.
Sure.
So what was the creative process in that album? Like, how long did it actually take you to finalize everything, get it mastered, and everything like that?
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you the first song on that album is Make It Happen, and I had that record done when I was, I want to say that record's 2 years old.
Oh, wow. So you had...
It was just a course of time because I also took a year off.
Okay.
I just had to get things right. A lot of my life was chaotic at that point, so I had
it gets like that.
Back to the drawing board. Right. But the creative process, more or less, was it was a long period of time, but it was well worth it.
And did you have like a lot of people, helping you in the studio when you were making songs, or was it just like you and like your team, like your small?
Me and my engineer.
You and your engineer, and that's it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we're just going to get into one of the singles on your song, World So Empty featuring Dave East, and then when we come back, we're just going to talk a little bit about the collab and how it happened and everything like that, okay?
Cool.
All right, cool. So here is, I'm going to have you introduce the song, actually.
All right. Song number 2 of my album, It's About Time, featuring the homie Dave East, World So Empty. Let's go.
Awesome. Cool. How you feeling?